Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my corner of the world. We are here for some more Absolute Superman. We got issue number 9, Absolute Superman Rages. I'm ready to hop in. There's really nothing else for me to say. We got a bunch of things happening right now. Brainiac seems to be making a move. Ra's al Ghul seems to be moving. Kal-El is getting beat up and shot and whatnot. There's a lot going on. Let's see what happens. Link to the original video will be in the description if you want to check it out on your own. Let's run this up.
Shot by Lazarus with a kryptonite bullet, Superman must now be saved by the Omega Men. Kal writhes in pain, blood seeping from his wounds as the Omega Men try to hold him down. They are in the medical bay of a captured Lazarus oil rig that the Omega Men use as a base of operations. Multiple entry wounds. Pulse is there. BP's dropping. Anesthesia has no effect. He's feeling everything we're doing. The medic shouts as the doctor continues to reach in, trying to find the kryptonite bullet.
It's like the one downside of having such a healing factor like that.
Kal screams
you gotta
in
feel
pain,
everything.
the force of which shakes the room around them, destroying their equipment. But he suddenly sags as the kryptonite bullet is pulled free from his chest. 1 down, 2 to go. The doctor says as he holds the first bullet high in triumph. Primus staggers back to her feet, explaining that the other rounds are wedged between his ribs and near his lungs, and asks where the ultrasound is. The doctor motions to the destroyed equipment around them as he looks up at her. Every piece of equipment in this room was just blown to smithereens. We can't see anything in there, he points out. Kal sits up and holds out his hand, gritting his teeth against the pain. His eyes begin to glow with blue energy. I can. Give me the clamps. I'll do it myself, he gasps.
No, that's hard.
Kal takes the medical equipment and uses his vision to see inside his own body. He lets out another scream of pain as he pulls out the second bullet. Once again, he collapses against the table. Don't think I can do that again. Soul? Kal gasps, but Soul's voice is far away, apologizing as he continues to reboot. But Primus is leaning over him now. It's all right, Superman. You're not alone, she says to him. She turns back to her soldiers and orders them to bring the box. Kal struggles to remain conscious. The kryptonite in his chest is trying to kill him, but Primus reaches out and slides away her helmet, revealing her face. Hey, stay with me. We have something here that can help you. Oh, it may feel strange.
Ooh, she's pretty.
Keep your eyes on me, all right? Omega will provide. She tells him as the doctor returns, now holding
we never got her name, did we?
Alien box. Triggering the machine. Stand back, he tells those gathered around. Kal's eyes widen in surprise, and he tries to tell them to wait, but it is too late. The box begins to hover over him. Energy erupts outwards as it pings again.
I didn't even think about that. They said bring the box here. I didn't even think that. Okay, so is this one a mother box or a father box? I didn't even think about that. I can never tell them apart. Do mother boxes and father boxes look different from each other? Because I can never tell which one is which. Oh man, what? They're about to turn him into a friggin' cyborg Superman? Or is it just going to help him heal?
Box begins to hover over him. Energy erupts outwards as it pings again and again, the sound echoing around the room. The energy wraps around him, and Kal begins to scream again. Meanwhile, Lois Lane sits in a Lazarus cell at the Lazarus Corp Processing Center. The door opens and a massive man walks in. It's a really long ponytail. Agent Lois Lane, you will answer my questions as if your life depended on it, the man tells her. Who am I? And why am I here?
Ain't no way you have a ponytail that goes all the way down to the middle of your back, and then you have two, like, braided parts in this overly bushy beard. There's no way. How in the world did you think that was a good look, man? How did you decide, you know what? This is the look that I want. This is crazy. Especially if you get into a fight. They could just yank you by those. That's crazy. There's no way.
He asks.
There's no way he actually thought that's a good look.
She knows who he is. You're Ra's al Ghul, reclusive founder and CEO of Lazarus Corp, she says, explaining that he is there to impress her with his appearance, and that despite her betrayal of Lazarus, she is not fired and will not be executed. That she is still a soldier of Lazarus and will do as she is told. And there's still work to be done. Ra's smiles at her. Brilliant! I could not have said it better myself. Now let us, he begins to say, but Lois cuts him off, explaining that Ra's will also threaten to take away her father's Lazarus prosthetic legs with the flip of a switch. I almost feel sorry for you. You have no idea how the world has changed, because you haven't met him yet. Once Superman's standing in front of you, you'll realize just how small you've become, Lois tells him.
Sounds like some Lex Luthor stuff right there.
And he leans forward.
I get it, though.
I fear I must correct you on one minor detail. Disappoint me again, child, and I will not take away your father's legs with a flip of the switch. I will put the pathetic cripple out of his misery with mine own hands, Ra's tells her. Lois lunges at him with a hidden knife.
No, you should have went for the beard, Lois.
But Ra's does not care. Do it. Open my throat, and I promise you, I will rise again on the morrow. Can you say the same?
It won't help.
He says. Lois lowers the blade, and Ra's finally nods and turns away. Lazarus means life, Agent Lane. You hold your father's in your hands. Remember your love for him as you fulfill your duty. And bring me my son. Ra's tells him as he stalks out of the cell.
Oh my.
Weeks later, at a Lazarus Corp peacemaking embassy in Pakistan, the peacemakers turn in shock as a boom tube opens.
Actually, now that I think about it, is this the first time that I've heard about Ra's having a son? Because, like, I obviously know he has his daughter, Talia. She's one of the most well-known DC characters of all time. Like, I know Talia, but I think this is the first time I've ever heard of a version of Ra's al Ghul having a son. Or is he just supposed to be like a gender-bent Talia? I don't know. But it'll be interesting to find out. This Absolute universe is fun.
Omega men pour out, led by Primus. Death to the techno-fascists! Primus shouts as she kicks a peacemaker in the head and raises her sword. She prepares for the killing blow, but the Omega men are suddenly held in place by red dust as Superman steps through the portal. Primus! You saved my life and I'm grateful, but if you insist on using deadly force, you'll wish you'd left me to die, Kal tells her. Primus lowers her weapon and nods. Never, Superman, never, she says before turning to the others and ordering them to follow Superman's lead. Kal moves quickly, using his super speed to move through the embassy and search for the Pakistani protesters that the peacemakers were holding hostage. The Omega men watch as peacemakers are thrown free of the building as Superman
what are you supposed to do with that?
Kal stops on the roof and orders the peacemakers to get out of their tanks before burning them all with his heat vision. You must be more careful, Kal-El. If you exert yourself, you could reopen your wounds, Sol reminds him. Kal nods. Sol, I think we've been here long enough to say that there's no such thing as being careful on this planet. At this point, all I am is wounds, Kal reminds his friend with a sigh. Suddenly, Twin peace mechs reach through the fire and grab hold of Cal, threatening to rip him apart. But Soul charges up and activates a solar flare mode, unleashing a solar flare, burning away the mechs as Cal screams in pain. Earlier, at the Omega Men base, he sat with Jimmy Olsen. "What do you know of that box?" Cal asks him. Jimmy shrugs, explaining that there are various stories about how it came from space or was found buried deep beneath the earth and had been there for millions of years.
Both can be true.
All Primus says is that it comes from God, Jimmy tells him. Cal nods and explains that it spoke to him, not with a voice, but with fire, burned its words into his mind. It's called a father box.
Okay, this
saw
was a
world
father box.
erupting with flames, fire pits the size of oceans, and slums that went on forever.
Yeah, for all my real DC lore heavy fanatics out there, can you tell me the difference between a mother box and a father box? Because I know what they are, but I'm not exactly sure on what the differences between them are. What makes a mother box and a father box a father box? What's the distinction between the two? I know they're both very ancient, heavily highly advanced technology, but I don't know exactly what is the distinction between the two. I don't know what that would be. Can anybody out there who's really heavy into the lore on those boxes tell me? Because I would actually really appreciate that.
Al tells his friend as he stares out at the ocean. "You saw what will happen if we don't stop Lazarus Corp. Primus says their boss is a certified maniac," Jimmy tells him. Jimmy explains that he joined the Omega Men because he wanted to help save the world. That he couldn't just sit idly by and watch as Lazarus Corp destroyed everything. Plus all the craziness that's supposedly happening in Area 41, the government's Project Olympus, and the world's richest psychopath. Some guy they call the Joker, Jimmy says. Their conversation is interrupted as Primus comes over, explaining that Jimmy will have one more chance to rise above the rank of Alpha, as he will be joining them on their assault on the embassy, as the Peacemakers have captured a group of protesters. Back in the present, Cal rips apart the Peace Mechs and stands in the destruction as Peacemakers surround him, aiming their guns at him. Soul is still speaking. "Father Box is extremely dangerous, Kal-El," he tells him. Cal looks at the Peacemakers around him. "Soul, I've never heard you like this. You sound almost frightened," he tells his friend as he begins to charge up another solar flare. "I am a vestige of the Kryptonium Luminarium, imbued with limited sentience by Lara El. I am not capable of such emotion. It is you should
sound
be frightened,
like it.
Kal-El, of the Father Box, and this corrupt world, and the sort of man it may be turning you into." Soul tells him as Cal unleashes his anger with the solar flare on all those who surround him. "Soul, you saved my life, and you're all I have left of Krypton, but I'm tired of people telling me who I am. So do me a favor and shut the hell up!" Cal finally snaps in anger.
Damn, Cal. He was just trying to give you a little warning. You told him to shut the hell up. He was just trying to give you a warning. What did Soul do?
Shut the hell up!
That's
Cal
crazy.
finally snaps in anger. "As you wish, Kal-El. Disabling voice mode," Soul finally says.
Wow.
The Omega Men catch up to Cal and begin to spread out and search for the prisoners. But Cal uses his supervision to find them quickly. He punches through a nearby wall, revealing that the Peacemakers strung the protesters up and hung them from the ceiling. More peacemakers begin to flood into the chamber. Primus lifts her sword up again, ignoring Superman's warnings as she turns on the villains. Butchers!
Yeah.
Butchers and cowards! She bellows as she swings the blade, cutting through them. She raises a weapon and takes aim at the nearest peacemaker. Superman, do something! Jimmy shouts as Primus squeezes the trigger. Later, the Omega Men return to the base with a boom. Kal pauses quietly.
I can't blame her, to be honest.
And looks down at his hand. He caught the bullet. Soul, I hesitated. I almost didn't. Soul, he says quietly, to no response. Primus stands before him. Now do you see the truth? She asks, explaining that Lazarus will exterminate anyone who gets in their way, that they will destroy this planet, that Superman has the power to stop them, to fight alongside the Omega Men and wipe Lazarus out. You were sent here for a reason, Superman. I see the anger inside you, begging to come out. Stop holding back the volcano, she begs him. But Kal clutches at his head and shakes it slowly. No, stop talking, please, he whispers, feeling the rage building up within him. Primus wants Superman to help her wipe out Lazarus and kill Ra's al Ghul. One death to save billions, she tells him. But the conversation is interrupted by another Omega Man, telling them that in all the chaos they didn't realize that they left a man behind. What are you talking about?
Oh, where's
Primus
Jimmy?
asks angrily. Agent Alpha, the Omega Man tells her. We forgot about Olsen.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, Jimmy is sitting at a table, a black bag pulled down over his head. Excuse me. I have rights, you know, because of that convention in Geneva. I'd like, one lawyer, please. Preferably one with good reviews. Jimmy calls to whoever is there. Suddenly, the bag is pulled away to reveal Lois Lane.
Oh, hi.
You don't have any rights here, Omega Man. Except the right to tell me everything you know about Superman, while you still can. Lois snaps at him as she leans over the table. And that was the complete story for Absolute Superman issue 9 by Jason Aaron. If you...
Man... Absolute Superman is so crazy. It is so crazy. Like, this one is just filled with anger. Like, so much anger. I mean, I get it, though. If I had to go through all the stuff that he had to go through, and it's like every single time he, like, meets someone nice or, like, somebody shows him the least bit of compassion, they end up dead for it. And it's like, God, can I connect with anybody, you know? Like, yeah, they are really doing a lot to make this version of Kal, like, basically a raging volcano. Like, what was her name? Primus? Like she said. Like, like, all of that anger is just simmering within him, and it's just waiting to get out. And it's going to be a spectacle when it does. But for now, that's going to be it for me. If you enjoyed my reaction to this, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya.